Hello and welcome back to the Ironman challenge. Now, when we left off, we were doing some pretty nice work with our business. Our dye works gave us our first payment, and we were able to continue fighting Sea Raiders. Now, here's the thing. I've been doing a couple of risky maneuvers here. I have been attempting to get behind Nord enemy lines and try to engage upon some Nord vassals. And that is exactly what I have done here. Now, the main problem with this, as you can see, there's two of them. There are two vassals here. I actually wanted just to get Jarl Serdun, but there was another one that was relatively close by, and he brought a friend. So that is not really going to work out too well. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it will work out. And I have leveled up my man-at-arms into Swadian Knights now, because the Swadian Knights are of course going to be much better in almost every way. So what we're going to do is we're going to head in and we're going to try this out. You can see I'm actually still injured from the previous battle. Now we were, my horse also got crippled, by the way, which is unfortunate because I haven't swapped it out yet, which is really quite bad. But otherwise, I did not die. You don't have to worry about that. I'm going to be completely straight up with you. If I do end up dying, then it really just depends on what you want, really, from the series, you know, because someone did have a suggestion that if I do end up dying at some point, we could turn it into a Rusted Iron Man series. And that sounds like a pretty fun idea to me. But if you would prefer that it just end, then that's absolutely fine as well. I mean, I didn't intend for it to go on for thousands of episodes or anything like that. I was just wanting to make sure that we had the most fun possible in the time that we spent with it. Anyway, I'm gonna get my archers out the front here. I've got to be a bit careful here because as I say, my horse is crippled and I should have swapped it out, but I forgot, so that's great. But otherwise, wow, I really don't have any infantry, do I? I have a lot of archers. All right, so could you just, oh yeah, having a crippled horse is really hard. Okay. So hopefully we'll be able to, there we go, move past here. And I'm hopeful that my archers will be able to soften them up just a little bit. I am injured. Going in when you're injured, not a good idea. Not a good idea by any means. But we're doing it, apparently. I don't know why. I really don't. But I'm basically just going to run around right now. And I'm just going to keep my cavalry following me. And I don't even really care about taking prisoners right now. I really don't. I'm just going to run past these people, try and get a couple of kills, try and disrupt a little bit. And bear in mind, we still don't have Lezelit, so we still do not have a surgeon or anything like that. But I guess I can't really do much about that, really. I have continued to look all the way around the places, the various towns that we are in range of at the moment, and I still can't find him. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Ooh, there's a Huskarl. We're going to be able to take that Huskarl prisoner, so that's going to be really nice. I'm going to tell my people to charge in now because we are kind of needing their assistance to deal with any enemies that want to kill our archers. Going to try and just, you know, assist our archers as much as possible. If I do end up losing a bunch of units, that's not really a big deal either. I do have a couple of Vagia marksmen now as well, because I've leveled them up over pretty, well, just basically fighting Sea Raiders. Fighting Sea Raiders, fighting Taiga bandits. And just generally getting trainer skill to work for us as well. But I still have some very low tier archers as well. Anyway, there you go. There's 8 renown, 17 morale. We were able to achieve victory, but at what cost? Because we did end up losing quite a few decent units in the man-at-arms, but we were able to eliminate both of them, which is really good. 8 deaths we suffered. Yes, okay. This is exactly what I want. Okay, this is really, really good. Okay, so now there is a formula that I know of that you can use to determine which lords you want to take prisoner and which lords you want to let go. Now, generally, if you are looking to farm honor and you want as much honor in the fastest time possible, I'd recommend just letting every single lord go that you can. Because let's face it, that's probably going to be the fastest and quickest way once you're in wartime of getting honor. you know, except the obvious stuff like, you know, doing the fugitive task and helping villages and so on and so forth. And this is going to be the next quickest way. But it is riskier, of course. But otherwise, if they say something like this is what determines the personality of a particular lord. If they say, "I yield, congratulations on your victory, sir," that means that they are a good personality. And if they say, "Ah, oh, you dog, I will hunt you down and kill you where you stand next time around," then of course that's a bad personality, and you probably want to take that guy prisoner. But because he said something nice, we're going to just say, "There we go. You are indeed a man of honor, sir. I shall not forget this." And we gain honor, and we gain some relation as well. And on top of that, look at what kind of prisoners they actually had available to them right here. So we are now going to be rescuing all of these. I don't even really mind about taking any of the infantry or the knight or anything like that. All of these people are going to help us. It doesn't really matter either way, whether they are good quality or bad quality units. I'm going to take everyone that I can because we are in enemy territory right now. And if I am caught out with less units than the enemy, then we're going to have some problems. We're going to have some severe issues. So I'm going to just try and capture all of these people. Now, this is really, really good as well. Look at that, 11 prisoners from this. We are also going to just take a couple of things here. I did find a helm from a Sea Raider band for Deshavi. So she's now wearing a helm, which is really nice. And otherwise, this is my army at the moment. Well, you've already seen it, kind of. So it's basically a bunch of Swadian knights. I did go down and get some more Swadians, and we have a Leon leveling up, which is pretty good, and I don't even know what to spec into right now. I would like to spec him into Charisma and get him some more leadership, but he doesn't even really need to do that right now, so I guess I will just continue to level up his longevity, get him some more Iron Flesh, more strength, and Ironman Berthild also leveled up. Very nice indeed. Okay, so my step horse is now lame, so let's give myself a heavy one. This is my personal favorite in terms of prefixes for horses. I like the heavy prefix because even though it may slow them down a little bit, it gives them additional armor, and I very much like additional armor. And that brings me to the next point. I think my next big purchase, because my first big purchases were, of course, the helm and the armor I'm wearing, is going to be a charger horse, because what I found is that as I'm running around in these battles, my horse really takes a lot of damage, but a charger horse has 58 armor. Yeah, 58 armor in comparison to this, which has 13. And that's what they're going to do in Bannerlord as well. They're going to balance the horses just that much more, because at the moment, horses are, well, you can quite clearly see that they are quite imbalanced. They are very, very difficult to sort of use. Anyway, Rolf has returned, and we can now tell him that he should go away. Thank you very much. I don't really want to have to deal with all of the complaints all the time. And someone did mention something very, very helpful that I'm actually going to mention now, is that if you want to, you don't have to have a certain band of companions that get along all with each other. Basically, what you could do is, as the comment mentioned, you can spec into persuasion, and then you can use your persuasion skills to basically keep the companions with you 100% of the time. So you don't even need to, as I say, select between them. You can just, persuade them to stay indefinitely, basically. So that is definitely something that I neglected to mention, but personally, I prefer to just not be annoyed by all the complaints popping up all the time. So generally, for this particular challenge, considering the experience as well, I want to try and consolidate the experience as much as possible so that it doesn't get spread out as much in between all of our companions. So it's a little bit easier to level them up a bit quicker. And yeah, that's another reason why I wanted to have like a smaller amount of people. But otherwise, yeah, you can do that if you want. You can have every single companion in the game in your party if you want to, but you're going to need persuasion to be able to keep them. Anyway, let's sell some prisoners. Now we've got 2,800. I did have about 4,200 before I leveled up my Swadian knights, and well, you can see how much they've drained it. The weekly cost is also going a bit crazy, but now that we are starting to fight, look at this. Now we're starting to fight some vassals, 240 for one Huskar. Look at this. This is just insane. Look at this. We're back up to 4,200 right there. That is quite amazing. I like it. All right, so otherwise, I've leveled up. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to do strength. I'm going to definitely do strength. And otherwise, what else do we want to do here? We are now level 15. I probably want to spec more in... do I want to spec more in prisoner management? Maybe? Might be an idea, but I think I'm actually going to spec into weapon master here so that we can just get a little bit of extra proficiency points placed in each of our categories. But once I get to 18 strength, I'm going to go for another point in Iron Flesh, and then we're going to start leveling agility, and then we'll get that to about 15, maybe 12, it really depends, and then we'll start leveling charisma, and we'll get that to 18 or 21, and we'll level up our leadership and maybe our prisoner management as well. I do have some persuasion as well, by the way, but I haven't really found that much of a use for it just yet. All right, so... yeah, that's also a bit of a problem. I haven't been able to find Lezelit. I have gone around every Vajir town, and I went to Kudan as well because they were in range, but I haven't been able to find Lezelit for some reason. I really don't know where he is. It is just insane how sneaky and how hidden he actually is. I have no clue, but I'm hopeful that we will be able to find him at some point soon, because it is a great problem for me not to have a surgeon, even though I think we do have a surgeon. I think someone has surgery, but I don't think they have a very large amount in it, and it would be great to start leveling Lezelit up so that he can actually have like a decent amount, you know. Anyway, I think we have something going on. I think there is a siege actually going on, and I don't know where it is. So I'm going to just rest up a little bit here because, of course, wait a minute. We don't have a wound treatment person? I thought I had a wound treatment person. Apparently I don't. Okay, well that's pretty bad. Anyway, let's just see. Okay, Mattel's going to go off and she will do the right to rule. And I should actually show you my right to rule right now. So I have 10 honor rating. I did save another village from bandits in the meantime. And I also, as you just saw, let go one of the lords. Otherwise, here we go. I've got 24 right to rule. That's really nice. Look at that. 24 right to rule. That is going to really help us in the long run. And there we go. Ymira has actually come back as well. And we're going to now tell her. Actually, she is a surgeon, as you can see, but she only has 1 in surgery and 1 in wound treatment. And she does have 3 in first aid, but she has a problem with Arti Mena. And so I'm just going to say goodbye, you know. Thanks for helping and, you know, goodbye. She can just relax in a tavern somewhere. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go on the hunt. Once again, we're going to go on the hunt for some Nord vassals. I've seen a number of them that are very, very low in the amount of troops that they are fielding right now. And that is fantastic. So we will hopefully be able to do something about that. I'm actually kind of surprised. I'm not seeing any castles under siege. I thought there was one. But that is strange. Okay, I don't know what's happening with that. Hello. Kelradon Castle was taken. Hello there. Okay. Where am I? Oh, there I am. Okay. Well, we can make our way over there, can't we? Let's have a look, see. No, it's no longer under siege. Okay, well, I guess that's fine then. I guess that is fine. Let's just rest up here a little bit longer, just to wait until daytime. Don't really like walking around in the night in enemy territory. It's a pretty risky thing to do because of your limited vision range. Of course, if I were to have Deshavi at a really nice level of spotting, then I wouldn't even have to worry about that. But anyway, look at our die works at Rivercheck. It's giving us 1,200 right now, which is just insane. And if I wasn't getting that, I would be losing money like no one's business. So yeah, anyway, there's some forest bandits. Oh, hello. Oh, hello there, Jarl Rayek. Jarl Rayek needs to be attacked by us. Oh, yes, he does. Can you tell why? This is something you also want to do. It's a very basic tip that I can provide in this particular case, but just mousing over and looking at your enemy's troops. It's one of the most basic things you can do, really, to kind of ascertain whether you're going to be doing all right, you know, against the opponent. Don't come on now. Don't bring a friend. Okay, phew. I was a bit worried there for a second. I thought to myself, he's going to bring a friend. That's not going to be too good at all. It's going to be, it's going to be terrible. But thankfully, no, we're good. Okay, he actually does not like us. Okay, well, he's going to like us even less now, isn't he? Okay, so we have 66 against the enemy's 69. Let's do this. All right, we have a battle advantage of -1. I'm actually kind of surprised about that. I thought that our team had 4 in tactics, but I guess the enemy has potentially more than that, probably 6. So it imbalances the battle advantage. Okay, battle advantage. Battle advantage is a thing that a lot of people are quite confused about when they first start playing Warband, and a lot of people that still play Warband after maybe hundreds of hours still don't know what a battle advantage is. It's a pretty weird statistic, really. It doesn't really give you any idea as to what it is. You know, you have to look it up to actually understand what it actually is, and it would probably give you more insight if you were outnumbered severely, because basically what it means is how many total units are on each side and what your battle advantage is on the actual battlefield. So, for example, if you have a battle advantage of -15, that means you're outnumbered by a massive amount. You're outnumbered by literally, like, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of units in total. And that's going to be really harsh for you. But in the grand scheme of things, if you have 10 in tactics, that gives you +1 battle advantage every 2 points of tactics, which is actually really good, because that means that if you have a -15 battle advantage, which is an extreme example here, if you have that, then it's only going to be -10. And I know that's still a dramatic amount, a very, very large amount indeed, but it's definitely something to take into account for, those of you that may have some extremely elite units, but just a small force, So if you have, let's say you have, I don't know, 50 Swadian knights or something, and you're going up against an enemy army that has, I don't know, a bunch of recruits and skirmishers and, just really, really low tier units, but they have 500, then you're going to have a very, very low battle advantage, so you'll probably only get a chance to take on maybe 15 units onto the battlefield or something like that. So that's what battle advantage does. It basically makes it so that the person or people with the most units in their army will have a significant advantage. And it's the same thing with even forces as well. So, if you have an even force of 150 versus 150, then the battle advantage will be determined by whose tactics level is higher. And that's how it goes. Anyway, before we get kicked out, I'm just going to show you my my settings once again, just so you can see exactly what I'm still playing with. And hopefully I explained tactics relatively well. I think that in general, if I missed anything, then you'll see something on the screen anyway. Okay, so 3 renown, not too bad. 8 morale, okay. And okay, so here we go. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier with Lord personalities. As far as I am aware, every single time you click new game and you start a new game of Warband, and it doesn't matter whether, it doesn't matter which mod you're playing unless it is a set mod of, who's evil and who's good. For example, the last days of the Third Age will definitely have orcs being evil and elves being good for the most part, So that kind of thing you don't really need to worry about here, because in Warband, in native at least, every personality is assigned randomly. That is as far as I am aware, at least. Maybe it's not, maybe it is. I think it is. I think I heard that it is assigned randomly. So this guy in another person's game may be a good personality, or he may have a 66% chance or a 75% chance to be a bad personality, or whatever the case may be. It's probably just a binary choice, so it's probably just between good and bad, and it's just rolling the dice, basically. Anyway, this guy's a bad personality, so I'm going to be taking him prisoner. Because, let's face it, I do not want to have that guy joining my faction. So if he has a low relation with me, I don't really mind, you know? That's the kind of thing that we've got to think about here. We've got to think about which vassals we would like to see in our army as we progress onward through the game. And anyone that is sufficiently nice or powerful, and those usually come hand in hand, I think. But anyway, the point is that in general, most people you want to recruit, they're going to be good personalities, because there are, as far as I'm aware, there are like 4 different personalities that lords can have. I believe it's martial, and then it's I think one of the good ones is martial, and then another one is I can't remember the other good personality, but one is martial, and the other one is, other bad ones are greedy, I think, greedy or pig-headed or something like that. I can't really remember offhand, but I'm sure my text self will know. Anyway, there's Jeremus. I found Jeremus for the 2nd time. That's pretty awful. I really want Lezelit. I don't know where he is. That's absolutely terrible. But oh well. We are actually winning, thankfully, against vassals now. So that's at least a bit of an upside. But Lezelit is missing out on all this wonderful experience, and I really don't know what I'm going to do about it. I guess I'm going to just continue to walk around here, because what I need to do is I need to find a ransom broker as soon as possible. Okay, there's Katrine. She's come back. And we can tell her to leave the party as well. Now, the cool thing about taking a lord prisoner is that it basically removes them from the game. Usually, if you're having a really, really hard time and you're playing on a high campaign AI, which is what we are right now, it is usually recommended to capture every single lord that you come up against. If you have a decent honor skill or honor rating, you don't need to really worry about earning honor, so you can pretty much just take who you want prisoner any time of the day. But here's the thing. If you do remove all of the vassals from a particular faction, and it's an enemy faction, you're going to have the easiest time besieging them, taking their stuff, raiding their villages, whatever you want to say, because literally no one's going to stop you. No one's going to stop you whatsoever. They're all just going to be in your little prisoner tower, just being like twiddling their thumbs and just humming away, because they really can't do anything. So that's definitely something to think about. And if you decline, think about this. If you do decline the ransoms, so in other words, the faction is of course going to offer you a ransom at some point. And you are probably going to be like, okay, oh, look at this. Look at how much money this guy is willing to give me, This guy's willing to give me 4,000 or 5,000. And if you're in money trouble, well, you probably won't be in money trouble if you have, 10 vassals prisoner. But let's just say that you're in money trouble and, this guy's willing to give you 5,000, 6,000 or something like that. Then it's pretty tempting, right? Yeah, it's pretty tempting. But then it's going to make it so that that vassal's back on the battlefield and is going to start attacking you. Unless you have already completely destroyed all of their supply lines and made it so that your vassals, whoever they may be, are significantly more powerful and can basically just steamroll everyone in the area. So it really just depends on circumstances, what you want to do about that. Because, as I say, you're going to lose honor over time, but if you have, 99 honor or something, or you have even more than that, because I believe it can actually go above 100 as far as I'm aware. I think you can get 200, 300 honor. So yeah, there's also that. I think right to rule is the thing that caps out at 99. So, if you have a significant amount, so you have 150, it really doesn't matter if you decline it every now and again. And as you can see, we just declined a reward to gain some more honor right there. All right, so we're going to go down to Ikima, because we might as well do a little bit of trading while we are at it, because I actually want to try and find a ransom broker. If you couldn't guess, I was trying to find a ransom broker, as we do have a pretty significant amount of prisoners, and I don't really want to waste money by attacking someone and then having 10 prisoners or so to take, and I only have 3 spaces. So that would be really, really bad. Anyway, there you go. We've now got 5,300. We are halfway to our next weavery and dye works. That's going to be nice. That's going to be very, very nice indeed. And yeah, we might as well take a look at... Ah, they don't have any spices? Ah, that's kind of unfortunate. Oh well, I was hoping that they might have some spices, but I guess what I will do is go down to Tolga instead then, and then we'll go back and we'll fight some vassals again. But as you can see, it's pretty possible to fight against vassals right now, because there are some that are running around with low amounts of units or bad quality units. So, you know, the guy that we just fought just now and we took prisoner, he had really, really bad quality units, but he did have some pretty decent numbers. So that's something to think about too. Anyway, I'm going to buy the salt here, and we're going to buy the spice. And we're going to check the tavern real quick because... Lezelet, yes, there we go. Thank you very much. You are going to join me, sir. I have been looking for you for so incredibly long. Oh my, I can't believe it. Okay, thankfully he has now joined us. What a fantastically slippery individual he has become. Can't believe it. Okay, so he's got some not so good stuff, but it's okay because he is level 5. He's got 4 in trainer skill and nothing in medic skills, but that's okay because we're going to be able to level him up very, very quickly indeed. Oh yeah, by the way, someone said that I should re-tag Deshavi as archers. Okay, here's the thing. The only reason why she wasn't re-tagged beforehand is because I had no archers to speak of. I was still leveling up my Vagia units, and now that they have leveled up, I re-tagged her. So, but thank you for the reminder as well, because that very much helps me out in some cases where I may forget. You know, I may forget that there's a particular person that needs to be re-tagged or something like that. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to send off... Should I send off Artie Mena? I guess we'll send off Artie Mena for the moment. There we go. And we still need to keep earning that right to rule, you see. I can't just stop, you know, rolling with the companions. And they're going to be back relatively soon. I mean, we're traveling around quite a lot, so it's not that big a deal. All right, well, no one's here. Anyone else? Oil is not that much. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can actually sell the salt here, could I? No, salt... Oh, I could sell the spice. There we go. Spice sells for a pretty decent amount. And now that we found Lezelet, I don't even need to worry about checking in taverns anymore. It's so fantastic. Yes, I like it. Okay, what was that? Did you see that? I wondered whether that was a Nord vassal. Oh, what's going on at Wercheg? Seems like Wercheg was under siege. Well, that's the thing. I don't particularly care about what happens to the Vagirs because we are just a mercenary. We are not affiliated with them in a lasting fashion at the moment, and that's the thing that we have to take into account. You can't sacrifice your own army for the good of a faction that you have joined as a mercenary, unless it benefits you in some way. I know that seems very, very cutthroat and a very sort of selfish way of thinking, but it's true. That's how you should be playing as a mercenary, unless you want to play as kind of like a Robin Hood kind of character, which is absolutely fine as well. It's up to you how you roleplay in the game. Otherwise, let's try and search for some more vassals, shall we? I think that now that we have sold our prisoners, it would be rather nice for us to do that. Boyard Druli and Rudin is over there. Kingdom of Sweden. Why? Why Kingdom of Swedia? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Okay, well, I guess we're going to have some problems. Because here's the thing, I have a lot of Swedian units, and these guys might now start giving me morale problems, because if we go to our party morale report, you can see, okay, they're not actually being affected right now, but if you have extra morale for Nord troops, you get -6, which is a little bit problematic, because I do have some Nord troops. I only have, what? Do I only have one? I only have 1 Nord troop, so that's actually not even a big deal. But if I had more Nord troops, it would make things kind of uncomfortable. All right, well, let's try and find a Nord vassal if we can. They usually run around here, I guess. Or not. Well, I found them here before, so maybe we should try this. This is very risky, by the way, coming this way, just so you know, because you can be trapped really easily. If they see you coming by Sargoth, they will come out from Sargoth and try to chase you this way. And if someone is traveling from Tyr to Sargoth, then they're going to trap you here as well. And as you can see, there are actually a couple of people coming out from Curin Castle too. So there's definitely a lot of a lot of difficulties by coming here. So it's definitely not a good idea to be that risky about it, because that's the reason why when I was last in Nord Territory, I swung around. So I basically went from Raverdin all the way through this forest here and all the way up over here. So I went that way because that's a lot sneakier, a little bit safer, well, a lot safer, and we'll see what happens here. It seems like a lot of people are actually in battles right now. That's probably the reason why I'm not able to find anyone, which is unfortunate. Oh, hello. There is actually a Jarl in there. Hey, could you come out? He's like, no. Yeah, he's going to be like, no, thank you. Thanks very much. I would appreciate it very much, actually. But I guess, oh, hello there. Hello there. Okay, you have some veterans. You have 6 veterans, and he has 20 warriors. This is problematic. This might be difficult for us, okay? This might be difficult, so I've got to be really careful here. Really careful, and I should have actually recruited some more units, but that was my bad. I should have recruited more units before we entered another battle, because they could have benefited from the experience quite a lot. But okay, never mind, never mind. Let's just tell our cavalry to follow me once again. This is generally a good tactic to have. Let's put our archers over here. We'll tell our archers to stand slightly closer so they can cover each other a little bit more when the enemies inevitably get into melee with them. So let's see what happens. Bear in mind that the Nords are not the best when it comes to archery, so I don't really need to worry too much about being sniped from this distance. If we were fighting the Vaegirs or the Rodoks right now, I would be hiding behind that hill over there. Yeah, that's how it is. Anyway, let's hope that my Vaegir archers will actually be able to do something. They are actually doing something, but they are not really getting anything done at the moment. We might be able to get something done if I actually go around, because then it's going to cause some of the enemy's units to chase us, because they are not going to be the most disciplined force if they have a couple of recruits in their army. And I'm gonna, oh yeah, this is really bad for me, by the way. This hill is really, really bad. Don't know whether you could see that, but it is really, really bad, because we are now going to have a situation where I have to run and do as much damage as possible in combat, but I can't really do that because the hill is making things very, very difficult for us. Yeah, now this is also a reason why I was a bit skeptical about getting Vaegir archers so incredibly early on, because they just get massacred. You know, they just get massacred. If you allow them to get into melee with any of the enemy, then they're just going to get murdered in every single way. So it's probably a good idea that maybe I just have a smaller contingent of archers, even though the archers were softening them up very nicely. They were doing a good job. And I suppose if we can actually achieve victory here, it's not really going to be that big a deal if I end up losing, well, I lost 11, which is not even that bad, to be honest. I think that's actually fine. And 22, thanks to our new surgery skill. 22 wounded. Not bad, not bad. We did lose quite a few. We lost 2 Swadian Knights. That's not too bad, although they do take quite a long time to level up, and we were able to take quite a few of these guys prisoner. Now, this guy says, "Stop, I yield." Now, that's a bit of a difficulty, because if he said congratulations, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, you can go. But "Stop, I yield," I'm not entirely sure. He doesn't really like us as it is, so maybe I should just let him go and be on the safe side. Yep. Okay, he's got a good personality right there. So, yeah, it's a bit tricky. I might put on the screen, I might have put on the screen already, actually, the various things that lords say when they are taken prisoner, so you know exactly which one's good and which one's bad, so you don't have to guess like I kind of did just now. Anyway, we are able to take a whole bunch of them prisoner as well, which is always good. There we go, 9 of them, very nice. And oh yeah, there we go. We got some nice armor too, so that means that newly acquired Lezelit can finally wear some good stuff. There we are, and he can put on a helmet as well, and we can give him a shield, and I'm going to give him this rusty spiked mace. Actually, should I? Yeah, rusty spiked mace, that's blunt weapon, so that's going to be pretty helpful for us. What else does he want? That's it, I think. He doesn't seem to want anything else, I don't believe. And anyone else could use something? Elayan's okay. Deshavi is needing some chest armor, so we could give her this. That is... it doesn't really matter either way, to be honest. They kind of swap stats around there, so not really necessary. Okay, let's get another Swadian Knight, more archers, more Vagian marksmen. Clethy a level, very nice. Let's get her more in looting, and I think I'm probably going to get her to about 21 looting. Going to get her to about 21 agility, maybe something like that, maybe 24, it really depends. And then we will probably stop leveling her agility and start leveling something else for her. Hello, Jarl Bulba. What do you have? Huskarls, veterans. He has one Huskarl. He's running into Telrog Castle. I couldn't do anything about that. There's just no way I can catch up to someone like that, especially considering I think my pathfinding skill is not even working right now because all my companions have been eliminated. So if I were to come up against someone like Jarl Bulba, and then there was someone like King Ragnar in the area, I would probably have some problems because they would probably engage upon me together, and bad things would happen. Yes, very bad things indeed. So let's go into the tavern here. Maybe I'll find a ransom broker. Might be lucky. Might not be in this case. And we're just going to sell this salt. And we'll sell everything else. As you can see, a lot of money at this particular marketplace. Oh, we can buy some iron too. And we'll buy some extra food. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I do need to spec into inventory management. Next time Beartild gets a level, I really do need to spec into inventory management. That would make a huge difference. Oh dear. Ooh, yeah, okay. All right, so I guess this gives me a good opportunity to address some of the other questions that some of you had about what constitutes a game over. Now, personally, I would say that any time my character reaches 0 HP, with the exception of tournaments, of course, that is a game over. So if I were to surrender right now, a surrender would not count as a game over because technically my character is still alive because they have not executed him and they have not killed him in combat. So, you know, if I were to click surrender right now, which I'm not going to, just in case, you know, got to be a bit careful there. Yeah, then that would not count as a game over. And yeah, anyway, so I'm actually just going to pull back here. I'm going to leave 28 soldiers behind. I know. This is not something I wanted to do, believe me. This is really not something I wanted to do, but it is something I had to do to survive, basically. Because if I did surrender, I would have lost all of them, and that would have been even worse. So I've got 6 knights still, and I just have to build up my army again. And you don't have to see that, because I'm going to just do that off screen. I'm going to just fight a whole bunch of Sea Raiders again. Yeah, this is what I had to do in native as well, way back when I first created you know, BARNEY. So that, yeah, that's definitely something that I am looking forward to not, but oh well. I do have a pretty decent amount of cash, so I guess that's okay. And we still have a decent amount of Vagia units and Swadian units, so it's not going to be too bad, and I will be able to... Oh yeah, that actually reminds me. I'm not going to even be able to... Oh yeah. Okay, that's also bad. Just remembered. The Swadians are at war against us. They are the people that just attacked us, so I will not be able to recruit from their villages unless I have positive relation with that particular village. And I believe I do have positive relation with, I think, 2 of their villages, but that's it. So it's basically pointless for me to recruit from them. So I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to recruit Vagia units, and I'll have to turn some of them into infantry, I suppose. Now, that is generally something that I do not want to do by any means, because I personally feel like that is... it's not bad. I mean, as I say, the Vagia infantry are not the worst, but they are far and away not the best because, of course, Nord's infantry are just fantastic. They're really good. So I might just need to do that in the interim to be able to continue functioning, because if I don't have a sizable force of about 60 or so units, then everyone's going to want to pick on me, and that's not going to be very nice. So we'll see how it goes. Otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.